Ride through the city like Brennan Shaw. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Shaw. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Shaw.
We live. What's up, fam? What's up, Brownies? Big Brown Breakdown Club. We back, baby. We back. It's Friday. We made it. It is Friday, June 19th. Was it Juneteenth? Is that what the...
Juneteenth, yeah.
Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. What up, big dog? Michael Street 644. Got a nice little weekend planned ahead. I'll leave here. We got a World Cup party in the neighborhood. And then one of the dads that I coach football with is having a birthday party. You know, might have time for some Home Depot. We'll see. And Bossy has all-star games this weekend. That's the plan, baby. Captain UG2 what up, dog? Been waiting all day. What up? How's the day for you? It's good, man. Just wheelbarrowing concrete. Listen to you. It's my new favorite thing to look forward to on YouTube. Thanks, brother. Michael Street, damn. Concrete. Yeah, I'm dude, still dealing with my truck. All it has left to do now is they got to tune the trans and the engine. Dude, it's been 6 weeks without my truck. So I've just been cruising around in that Hummer, no AC. It was 115 yesterday. It's so frustrating, dudes and gals. It is so frustrating. But we're close. We're getting close. We're getting close. It's out of your control, you know? What else are you going to do? It's in Fort Worth. So that's about 2.5, 3 hours away from me. So hopefully it gets done. Damien, we in here, dog. Slow Fit, what up, dog? Here we go. Jaguar Paul said, yo, just realized that you were doing Big Brown live. Yeah, dude, we do it live. We do it live. Every show's live except for the YouTube Q&A every Sunday. But Big Brown's live on Mondays. Then we do this Super Chat live on Tuesdays. Super Chat live on Thursdays. Big Brown regular episode live on Thursdays. We're kind of cooking over here, fam. New studio, doing a bunch. 0NYK999. Welcome to the club, dude. Swerve says, yo, I know it's the Apex, but this weekend's main event is actually dope. It's really dope. If you saw their first fight, I think they fought in, was it Ryzen or One Championship? But amazing fight. Amazing fight. The Cleaner 9296 was waiting since 11 a.m. my time. Where are you living at, big dog? Fighty Sense says, fucked up my back at work, installed doors and windows, waiting on MRI results. Appreciate the flow of content lately, brother. You got it, man. Good luck with your back. There's nothing worse, dude. Swerve, yeah, it was Ryzen. That was a badass fight. Andrew says, sorry if I spammed my question yesterday. Didn't realize BBB was a live show. Yeah. Is BBB Big Brown Breakdown Triple B going to be live going forward? Yep, that's the plan. G Money 5320. I like going live because it's uploaded automatically right away. It's less production for Chin. And the shows come out now Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Instead of doing the show, producing it, getting the graphics up, comes out the next day, and then we do a live chat so they're competing with each other. We 5 days a week. I'm like a newscaster now. It's a lot of work, but I love it. This is my favorite part of it. G Money 53, welcome, big dog. You're in Miami. Oh, yeah. So we're, you're an hour ahead from us, big dog. Swerve, that raccoon with the Diet Coke is the coolest thing I've ever seen, by the way. I love it. I know, right? I got this at the rodeo in Fort Worth. He was holding a Bud Light, I think, but we got rid of that. Sorry I missed yesterday. Chasing turds can be a bitch. Damien says, you got to check out this kid, Jacob the Bull Brown. He's out of L.A. He's a beast BJJ champion. I've seen some of his stuff. He's an absolute monster. Andrew, fuck it. We'll do it live. I know, right? Michael Street says, I like how you talk about how strong and fit you are now. I'm 41, never been in good shape. Just the TRT and creatine. I do construction, run half marathons. Damn it, 6:20 pace, bench 225. How many times, big dog? 6:20 minute mile pace is no punk at 41, dude. You're a beast. Feel like I'm in my prime, and that's how you seem. Yeah, I feel good, brother. Rafi says, I've been waiting since 7 a.m. Temecula. I love Temecula. It's freaking the Baja scene out there, dude. There's so many good shops out there. Slow Fit, what's your coffee order? Does it vary if you get Summer Moon or Starbucks? I don't really mess with Starbucks anymore. Only Summer Moon out here. 0NYK99. Big man, Herb Dean just went back over the headshots you covered. I thought there had to be contact with the ear to be considered legal. That's kind of how I was taught too. As long as the ear was part of it, you're good. The issue with this is Poatan, he's turning, so that's where it gets a little dicey. At the end of the day too, that's not the reason Poatan lost the fight. It's just not. It sucks, but Jay Luke says, did you try and piss yet, dude? Sure did. Swerve says, soon you'll be rivaling MMA Guru for best MMA content creator. That guy does work, man. He's good. And doesn't he collab with a bunch of big names? I'm just a one-man band, one-man army. Jaguar Paul, you need to put the sub goal, and then we can see how many people are subbed to you also. You need to put the sub goal? What is that, brother? Sub goal? Like you have a goal of how many subs you want to get? How many are we at now?
Let me see.
We've been up less than, 2 weeks? I think we're over 300.
I think we're around 300.
Yeah, so we're around 300. But the goal, 1,000 by the end of the month? Is that realistic or is that craziness? Rafi, best newscaster ever. I don't think so, man. I mispronounced a bunch of shit. Dalen Powell, hey, Brendan, is your comedy career completely over? Will I have a chance to see you live sometime in the future? Probably not doing stand-up. I'll be down to do a live Big Brown. I'll be down to do this with Chin like we used to do. That's how I got my start in stand-up. We tour all over, do live Big Brown breakdowns. Michael Street, 225 for 34. Big dog, weight 215. Good God. Utah native. I bet you're thick, dude. Andy Ortega says 17 million viewers. You think overseas numbers will really raise the overall numbers? Overseas numbers. Yeah, so that 17 million. So it got announced, right? Rogan said over 150 million. I said over 150 million. We got that from a legit source. So I think that's globally, but they're saying 17 million, and that's on just Paramount. So I think it's funny, like Jake Paul and his manager and Netflix, not really Netflix, but MVP posted saying like, we did 17, and and we haven't been around as long, and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but you're on a platform with over 300 million subscribers. It's not even comparable. The White House blew you out the water. Austin Sherlock, welcome, big dog. The cleaner says, I heard Khalil say on Jackson that they used to tell you guys to follow the Mohawk rule for the back of the headshots. Correct. Now, maybe that's changed, but that's what they would always do, a stripe like this. Herb Dean or Big John or all those guys, but before, when you're in the back, they do the Mohawk rule. But apparently that's changed. Do you think Morales gives Islam more of a challenge than Prates or Gary due to his size and power? That's from DevQSX. If you're going to beat Islam, you have to have one-shot knockout power. You're not going to beat him over 25 minutes. So you have to have that flying knee, spinning elbow, the crazy right hand. Something, you have to have some sort of X factor to get him out of there. And Morales has that. Prates kind of has that too. Gary does not, but he has great takedown defense and great footwork. And with upsets lately, I'm not counting him out at all. Michael Streets, nothing worse than excuses. Reminds me of Wilder with a heavy costume. I know, that was a bummer, and I love Wilder. Trujillo says, dude, so excited for the lives. Where was Paramount getting the numbers or the 17 million views on Paramount line? I'll say this. So whether it's Netflix, HBO, Showtime, Bellator, One Championship, which I'll get to, who I used to work for, Strike Force, any of this shit, I don't believe anybody's numbers. Like even when Netflix posts 17 million, prove it. When they said, oh, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson did 40 million, prove it. Notice nobody has to prove it. There's no accountability. People can just say the wild shit that they want to say, and the media runs with it, like to everybody out there. Well, Jake Paul did 40 million. Notice Connor when they're like, Jake Paul did 40 million. Did he? Like anybody that knows ball, we're not buying any of this. Slowfit says, you think Poatan is going to start complaining about headaches and take a year off due to illegal strikes? No. I bet he gets back in there pretty fast. That fool Chris says, does it make Nick angry that he can't ignore our questions? No, Nick's not won't be here during the live chats. It's better when it's just me and Chin for the live chats, right? Because if I'm going back and forth with him, he has opinion, then I miss a lot of your questions. So I think that's the best way to go. Andrew Raya says, if Ilya had gone into the fight with respect Gaethje deserved, do you think we get a different outcome? Yes. I think we get a different outcome, but also the weight class is too big for him. For real big, like actual lightweights, it's too big for him. Jay Luke says, you're basically a full-time streamer now. Not really. These boys be doing like 4-6 hours. I just talk MMA. Rafi says, I heard Usman say that Justin Gaethje is the most decorated fighter. He also said that he won all the belts. Do you agree with Usman's statement? Agree. Getting this one done? Agree. Michael Streets, Diesel dad shit, bro. I have 3 boys, a little girl, 1 girl on the way. Good for you, man. Stay on top of life for these kids. That's right, big dog. Swerve says, Brendan, do you think the UFC skips over Merab and gives Sugar the title shot? No. I'm conflicted because I love Sean and Jan too, but it's not fair to Merab. Yeah, they're not going to do that to Merab. Not yet. If I'm Sugar, I just wait. You'll fight the winner of that. Austin Sherlock says, you've been vocal about the White House card being fun and not political, but your boy Luke Thomas won't stop whining about it. Would love to see you guys talk about it. Yeah, I would be down. I love Luke. Luke's probably the smartest mind in the game, crazy IQ, super educated, right? He said the other day if he could do anything, he would stop talking about MMA and politics and go back to school and get like his fucking PhD. Like he's on that level. So I can't really argue. He'd probably light me up in a debate. There's no doubt about that. He'd light me up in a debate because that's his world. But this is where I disagree with Luke. And can you slow the group chat down so I can answer all of them, Chin? This is where I disagree with Luke. Like, he'll say things, and again, I love Luke. He's my favorite person in the space. Luke knows this. This isn't critiques. This is just my observation about his opinions, which are definitely validated. So when he says, I didn't choose to be political, the UFC made me political, and he can't condone, like he hates Conor, right? And doesn't care if he comes back and hates John, all this stuff. And there's bad people in MMA. But you cover politics. There couldn't be more corruption. There couldn't be worse people in the world than politicians. And you're cool with that? You cover that? Like you have no issues with that? And I'll stick up for the UFC. The UFC is not full of all bad people and bad, human beings and just despicable, evil people. That's not real. My question for Luke is, what sport just has good boys in it? Which sport? The NFL? You want to talk about the NFL? Luke, you like the Redskins, right? All of them are cool? All of them are kosher? All of them never made mistakes? We don't say shit about them. Baseball. You want to get in baseball? So there's going to be bad apples, no doubt, but you can't let that overshadow a lot of the good guys. And the majority of the UFC is good guys. Now, if we're talking about UFC brass, are some bad people? Probably. You want to talk about NFL owners, NFL coaches? Should we talk about Mike Vrabel? What do you want to, if you're just going to focus on the negative, you can't cover sports in any facet. You want to go talk about NBA players? NBA coaches? Should we talk about Chauncey Billups? What do you want to do? So if we just look at sports in a negative lens, MMA especially, NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, you're not going to be able to cover anything. And they can't say, oh, it's terrible and the UFC's dark and negative, but I'm going to cover politics. Like, buddy, that's the dark of all darkness over there. Like, that's the darkest side of human beings possible. There's not a single worse profession that's filled with the evilest people in the world than politicians. And it's like, so what hill do you die on? Use a phone, right? Use a phone, slave labor. Like, so it's like if you constantly nitpick at these little things, and Luke has a great moral compass, and that's why I love Luke, but when it comes to the UFC and being so negative about the UFC and how many bad people there are in it, it's like, so what sport do you watch? Do you just stop watching? What about movies? You want to go into some of the actors and some of the terrible shit they've done, or the directors in Hollywood? So you're just going to stop watching TV? Like, where do you know what I'm saying? But again, Luke is so knowledgeable, and he has all this historical context, so he can dive into that. And I get it. But I don't think Luke is some negative Nancy. Or he's your really smart unk who's very educated, and he's old school and has his opinions, and we need him in the space. I just always look at the glass half full. So even when it comes to Connor, he's like, I don't get how you can accept Connor and how, Jimmy Fallon has him on, or how Ariel didn't hold his feet to the fire. It's like, and this is including Luke, anybody out there. So tell me exactly what happened that night with that woman. Tell me. So it was a civil lawsuit, right? Okay. Why wasn't it criminal? Why wasn't the CCTV footage released? Now, you might be able to throw some points at me or some details at me that I'm not sure about. My thing with all this is you don't know. I don't know. I know he was found guilty in civil court. So what should I do with that? Disregard his entire career, wish death upon him, hopefully he goes broke, never fights again? Do you know the girl he was messing with? I don't. I don't have any fucking clue. I have no clue. I know what Connor says, I know what she says. I don't know what happened, dude. But it doesn't give me a reason not to. It's not that I'm going to vouch for Connor. I don't know what the fuck happened. But what I do know is I don't have enough details to write him off or write her off. I don't know. Neither do you guys. That's where I'm at on it. Why wasn't it a criminal case? Now, did he make mistakes? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But if I stopped watching or supporting any athlete that I watch on TV because they made mistakes, I have nothing to watch, nobody to support. So I'll leave it at that. And I don't think Luke's whining about it. I think Luke has a different lens about it, if that makes sense. He has a very educated lens about it. So he's going to see it different than me. I'm a moron compared to him. So ignorance is bliss. So I can enjoy things, even though I know there's some dark shit going on underneath. I can still take it for what it is because it's not the fighter's fault most of the time. And the UFC is not filled with bad guys. The majority of them are great human beings that you would openly welcome into your house. The majority of them, despite whatever anybody tells you, the majority of professional athletes are awesome human beings, super disciplined. And this is why you look up to them. They're not all bad apples. I can give you examples of guys that are terrible human beings, sure. But they don't paint the picture for everybody. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Son of a fish. Yo, what up, BBC fam? I'm about to hit the road. Appreciate the vibes. Drive safe, big dog. King Quincy, favorite episode you have done? Need a few for a road trip to Florida tomorrow. Few of my favorite episodes I've done? All the live chats so far are my favorite content I've done in a long time. I hate all my content, so there's that. Stevie D. Rodriguez, what is the damage rank on scoring fights? I feel like Justin Ilya was 2-2 going to the fifth. No way, but damage so crazy for Justin, I could see it being 3-1. It was for sure 3-1, pal. The number one criteria that they judge on is significant damage. Justin did all the significant damage. Punk Tony, let's effing go. We are live. That's right. Matthew writes, what did they do with Sean Brady? Definitely is ready for that Philly card. I just don't know who they would give him. Did they not pair him up? See if he has some chin. I thought there was rumblings of pairing him up, and then give me the rankings too. I'll find out who will fight.
Says there's not.
Let me see the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
While you're doing that, let me do this one. Andy Ortega says, if Ian beats Islam, would this be the biggest upset in UFC history? If Ian beats Islam, biggest upset in UFC history? No, I think Justin Gaethje beating Ilya is bigger. Okay, let's see. Sean Brady's 6. Bonfim's 5. Brady, Gabriel might happen. I think they should do Morales and Prates. Then you got JDM there. Brady's due for a big boy fight, that's for sure. Yeah, but nothing in the works right now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they don't give him Amosov. That dude's a problem. All right, let's keep going. Swerve says, I've watched that Gaethje walkout like a dozen times now. I think it's the best walkout in UFC history. Yep. Will never be beat ever. Not even close. Close one for me is when Conor walked out with Sinead O'Connor. But just different. Rafi says, seems like these boogeymen have been falling. You think Gary gets it done against Islam? That's a big if, dude. Also, Islam isn't going to come in with a bad game plan like Ilya. He's super calculated, and he's a grappler. So it's just different. It's going to be very, very tough for Ian. Very, very tough. Oh, no, you had it, Jim.
I had it?
You're missing it, yeah.
Right there?
Yeah, right there. Stevie G. Rodriguez says, also on the Deep Waters podcast, Herb Dean, George, Justin, and Chris, they talk about needing more 10-8 rounds, and I agree, but what constitutes a real 10-8? I feel like it's too wishy-washy. Yeah, I agree. I feel like there should be more 10-8 rounds, especially when a guy's super dominant, but it's very rare. You'll see it more common these days than 5 years ago, but I agree with him. DJ Ambo got this live somewhat early. The next hour is going to be good. We're trying, bud. Trujillo says, does Conor still have the same pay-per-view draw? Yes. If so, this be one of the greatest UFC years ever. Strickland upset, Justin upset, Conor back, maybe in Gary. What a year so far. I know, dude. And we're only in June. Yeah. We need Conor to make himself proud. He needs to look good. Damon says, Chin's underrated, bro. Patrick Martinez, what up, Brendan? What's the weekend plans? Thanks for all the content. Listening from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Shout out to Santa Fe. Plans are, kiddos have, I think I told you guys earlier, kiddos have the neighbors throwing a World Cup party for the U.S. at 2 o'clock. So we'll go there. And then I think at 4 or 5 o'clock, one of the dads I coach football with is having a birthday party. He rented like a bouncy castle and arcade for the kids, so we'll go there. And then Bastia has 1 game tomorrow, 2 games Sunday for the All-Stars. Michael Street says, Justin has the best story. From his beginning to cap in the White House card now, he sits an undisputed champion. They could make a movie about it. Correct. And he's got a dope-ass Ram truck. People act like Armin bought him that. Ram gave them that. Ram sponsors them. Boulder Johnny, son and I saw you in Denver, moved to Texas from Boulder in 23. Love the discipline, what you do. Thanks, brother. Crow, yes. Do you remember my hot take? I told you Ilya hasn't fought a legit lightweight. You're spot on, brother. Spot on. Scotty Smack, welcome to the party, dude. I'm in this thing. Welcome, big dog. Alfredo Anguino, welcome to the Big Brown Club, big dog. Trump and Dad says, sup, Smacks. Welcome to the Brown Crew. Slow Fit says, when you think about the double champs, they're mainly strikers. Does this surprise you? You always hear how striking doesn't translate to heavyweights, and BJJ is selling is always smaller guys winning. I just think it's the state of the divisions, too. It's like it's a different era than when I was coming up. Like, it'd be way tougher to be a double champ. And these guys do it now, like Alex, right? Pretty good matchups for him to jump around. Ilya, pretty good matchups for him to jump around, you know? Like, there's no king at the helm there for them to take out. Scotty Smack, dude, if you don't make some sort of baseball dad merch and use some spinoff of Brownie Batter, then I don't know how else to help you. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Rafi, there's bad people everywhere. Focus on the positive. You have to. Otherwise, what are you going to watch? What are you going to be entertained by? You know, you can't let one bad apple ruin the bunch, man. But you can focus on it, and it'll get you headlines, and it'll get you, views, but it's not the way to do it, man. It's just not. Trujillo says, everything in life has bad people, bad things. Take it at face value. The sporting event was so sick. Separate politics from your life and see how much better it gets. Agree, man. Lay off Instagram, lay off social media for a little bit. The world's not on fire, man. The Cleaner 9296 says, Luke's take comes from political affiliation. Sometimes I try to ignore. He's one of my faves as well. It's ironic he taught me to look at the sport objectively. Yeah, Luke is so knowledgeable. It's like sometimes, you can go down that rabbit hole, but he knows politics. He knows ball and he knows politics. It's a dangerous combo. Austin says, can you give some up-and-coming names to look into, even if it's other organizations? I haven't been focused on it too much, brother. I wouldn't want to steer you down a wrong road or make something up. Let me get back to you on that. Dylan Lipe, 9694. Politics are the dark arts. The darkest. Look, they kill people. Today, every day, they make that decision and sleep fine at night. But y'all want to be mad at a fighter? Andrew, how crazy was your house last night after the Mexico win? Do your boys get down with soccer? Nah, they really don't fuck with soccer because their dad does it. But you know what? My mother-in-law, so Tiger had practice with Danny Amendola. If you remember, the Texas Tech, played for the Patriots, Super Bowl receiver. So he did like a private workout, like a small group of like 10 kids. Him and his bestie, Aiden. And they worked out with him. So I got home around 9 o'clock, and they were in my bed watching the Mexico game. And my mother-in-law was just talking shit. She said they should have lost. They played like shit. They only won 1-0 against Korea.
Oh, 1-0.
1-0. She was pissed. Pissed. I was like, okay, well, have a good night. Joe Fowler. What up, big dog? Welcome to the Brownies. Trump and Dad. Sup, Fowler? Welcome in. He says, thanks. Matt says, Shab, to make it easier for yourself, why don't you just do YouTube, Instagram fan questions at the end of the real episodes, then 2 lives a week, 4 shows a week, plenty of content. You might be right, brother. You might be right. Scotty Smack says, Brownie Batter clothing line for the baseball dads. I feel like it has to be more like dad themed, you know? Diamond dads. Heartless Angel says, if the UFC Paramount charged $80 for pay-per-view for an outside event in front of the Eiffel Tower, Pyramids Coliseum, let's say 1 million buys, that's 80 million at least, right? Yeah, but it's just that the pay-per-view model's so dead, they get a bunch of subs. I think they should do it once a year. Alfredo says, got here late. What's up, B? How's that Ram 2500? When do you get to see it? Freedom 250 was so big. Shout out to Chin and Chris. The Ram 2500, I haven't had my truck in 6 weeks because the shop absolutely destroyed it, and the other shop's taking their sweet-ass time. But they're supposed to do the tuning on the engine and the trans today. They have the files. I just need them to get it done. I bet I don't get it back to next Tuesday or Wednesday. It's been so frustrating, brother. Trump and Dad, are you talking about Luke? He also lives in D.C. Yeah. He's in that environment, and he's a very bright, smart dude, so I get it. Heavy lies the crown when you got his IQ. It's good to be dumb. D. Hunt. Heavyweight would really be popping if Dana could work it out with Francis. Such a bummer. Yeah, that would help. Also, for Francis, like, what's next, bud? Think about it. If you're Francis' management team or you're Francis, like, hey, what are we doing next? Like, I don't know. Hopefully MVP has something coming up soon, but they haven't announced anything. Like, what's fucking next, dude? You're fighting once a year? It's not good. BJ Ben, Luke is so negative, I feel bad for him. I don't think he's negative. I think Luke he's too smart. Like, he knows too much. He knows too much. It's like Eddie Bravo. Like, Eddie Bravo knows so much about the conspiracies. There's like, he just sees things from a different lens. They're just too smart for that shit. Captain UG, crazy how if a human makes a mistake, they can't redeem themselves. Agree. But especially like in Connor's example, that mistake, I don't know. I don't know the details. There was no actual criminal case. He didn't go to prison. So it's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Joe Fielder says, I haven't heard anyone mention this, but Gaethje has been on both sides of the best fights in the last decade. That is so damn impressive. Him versus Max, him versus Ilya, he's an absolute legend. Isn't that wild? Like, him versus Max, top 3 greatest knockouts of all time. That was at the mercy of Gaethje. And then him versus Ilya comes out on top. Yeah, you're right, brother. Devo the Dupe says, who has the advantage, a piss-fueled Lyoto Machida or TRT Vitor? Vitor, all day. I don't think piss is helping that much, man. Scotty Smack staying on the baseball line. Brownie Batter? I know, but think about it. If you don't know me, nobody's buying that. Michael Streets, people need to get off their moral high ground. Mike Tyson's convicted rapist. Dude, that's the example I always use. He's always been my all-time fighter. Pretty sure it was a money grab anyway. Maybe. Here's my thing with Mike Tyson. Maybe. But he was found by a jury, by the court of law, guilty of grape. But now in hindsight, we look at it, it's like, oh, man, that you get more facts. At the end of the day, we don't know. Now, am I going to hold Mike Tyson's feet over the coals and be like, nope, you're out. You can never do anything. You can't work ever again. You're a bad person. It's like, I don't know what happened, dude. I don't know. And maybe he made a mistake, a horrible mistake. But he served how many years in prison for it? It's like, what do we do? Hollywood accept him back.
It jumped and I lost it. Let me know if you can.
All right. Right there. Trump and Dad said, I love these two. Thanks, dude. Jesse Lee MMA. 150 million views number was a bit off, I guess. Paramount finally released the numbers. But they released it just for the United States. Scotty Smack says, this is the best $7. It's not $7, is it?
Remember, it's different.
You know what? It's $7. So don't buy it on your Apple because Apple charges an additional
on
cost
your device, on your phone.
On your device. That's why you spent $7. It should be $5, dude. Best $7 I've ever spent in my life, and I've bought condoms. Swerve says, if Islam beats Ian, he'll break Anderson's record for longest win streak in the UFC. Where would you place him all time? If he beats Ian, I'd place him above Khabib at this point. So wherever you have Khabib, I'd place him up there because he's doing 2 different divisions. Trump and Dad, who is Bo's next fight? Izzy. That's what I do. Izzy. Don't push him too fast. Trujillo says, John's walkout to coming home was freaking nuts, too. That was a good one. Swerve says, because Patty's huge and also has a great chin, can you see a world where he beats Ilya? That's the next fight to make it 100%. Again, you're assuming Patty beats BSD. That's such a tough fight for him. But if he does, yeah, Patty versus Ilya is the move. Young Blood says, what up, B, Chin, Nick, longtime fan. My favorite fighter is Rashad Evans. Still have any contact with him? We'll text every now and then. He'll DM me, like he'll like my takes and stuff, but not too much. I love Rashad, though. He knows this. Andrew Ortega says, also, have you heard the walkouts aren't in Paramount Plus? Like the app, it's not? That's a shame. Swerve says, I agree, man. 10-8 should be more common. No judge gave round 2 10-8 for Ilya. He had 2 sub attempts, almost finished Justin multiple times. That's a 10-8 round. If you're close to getting finished and there's significant damage, it's almost over, that's a 10-8 round. Mighty Mo says, hey, B, why does it feel like the referees are gaslighting us about the back of the headshots? I understand that Alex would have lost anyways, but that's not really the point. He got blatantly fouled. I know. I think to Herb Dean's credit, too, it's like it's in the midst of the action's going, the fight's about to end. He doesn't want to get in the middle. He doesn't want to be the reason why it stopped. So there's a lot of pressure on him, too, but it's definitely a foul. Scotty Smack, I'm going to International Fight Week. Is UFC worth the line's price? Yeah, I think so, bud. You have fun there. If you're balls deep in the UFC, you're going to love it. It's awesome. And Austin 07. Who you betting on? 3 1-minute rounds. Hillary Clinton. We came in, we saw they died. Or Mark Zuckerberg prior to the bro shit. Hillary Clinton. She's a freaking savage, man. Where's Black Ross? I know. Where is our boy Ross? He's been on every one. Where's Black Ross? Ross, where you at, big dog? Probably work, right? I'm doing this in the middle of the day. Patrick Martinez says, miss you on goal now. We're not the same without you. Do you still have the Patreon up for TFAK? Yeah, Patreon's still popping for Firing the Kid. Golden Hour, again, I'm not completely off. I decided to take a step back. They're running the helm. So I can do more of this, man. You know? I love those guys, and they know that. But I'll be in and out. That fool Chris says, can you bring back merch? Did we ever get a Nordstrom Rack tire mechanic? Yeah, I'll figure out merch. Let's see how this thing goes. If I get to, I don't know, what's fair? 1,000, 1,500 subs, we'll start doing merch. Again, I don't know this space. So is that a lot? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. We're at over 300 in less than 2 weeks. I feel like we're cooking. King Quincy, favorite episode of the Off the Top. Got a road trip to Florida tomorrow to see some to listen to. I wouldn't recommend any of the big round breakdowns off the top of my head because, right, it's all kind of, they're not evergreen. So one, I'm like balls deep into Connor or fucking, talking about Brock Lesnar win or some shit. Some of the Fighting Kids, anything with Chris, Theo, Tim Dillon, we've got Shane Gillis on there. Like, those are the ones you want to listen to.
Also, every Sunday we have an audio version of the best episodes. So you can just
Fighting
check
Kid,
the app.
yeah, audio.
Fighting
Yeah,
Kid
that's
audio.
right. That's right. Michael Street, you need to be on the latest, the last golden hour. Boys were kind of hating on the White House card. They don't know ball, though. They don't know ball, and Eric's super liberal. And Chris just, unless it has to do with coffee or comedy, has, it's like, listen to my take on political the landscape. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Neither of those guys know what the fuck they're talking to. So I'd be on there, but it'd be me just overwhelming them with fucking facts about UFC that they're just not familiar with. It's like me debating Luke Thomas. It ain't going to go well. Those guys debating me on the fight game, it ain't going to go well. Mighty Mo, I totally understand the argument of the weight issue for Ilya, but don't you think it was more due to the fact that he walked in so overconfident? Yes. Yeah, 100%. The reason why he got his ass whipped like that is because his ego. 110%. The other factors we can talk about, too light for the division, all that stuff, cool. His number one issue was his ego. Fuck around, found out. Welcome, Silva 226. Yeah, welcome in. SB Young Bloods, longtime listener, was curious how Casey is doing. Your former employee that loves golf, dude. He's working for straight up golf.
Yeah. He's
Network
killing it.
channel. He's killing it. Casey's the man. Love Casey. Trump and Dad, hey B, whatever happened to your fishes? Sold the fish tanks when I moved from LA. The price to ship them here was insane, so I need to get some new ones. Wifey ain't gonna have it at the new house, so I might have to do. I'd be down for a fish tank in here. It's a perfect setup for it too. I do miss my fish. Michael Street, how much do you think Ilya's inactivity and personal problems play into his loss? Probably pretty heavily. You think going through a divorce, long layoff. A divorce is no punk, man. Like that personal stress, no punk at all. Like you heard Gaethje talk about how, he stays single for the most part because whenever he had a girl, it just fucks with your head, fucks with training. Silva says, whatever happened to Ricardo Arona? How would he have done the UFC when the Pride came over? He would have done well. Depends on the testing, right? Matt Rice says, can we get a fight campaign with old Brian, a guest for International Fight Week? Not a bad idea. Swerve said, I never understand preferring to watch millionaires kick a ball around a field for 90 minutes over little cage fights. How's MMA not the biggest sport in the world? I don't get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, or they don't understand it. Park 4320. Brother, I've been your fan since 2010. Saw you in Toronto. We even DM'd during my doctorate, and you told me to save my brain and not spar. Now I also have 2 kiddos, 7'5" in baseball. Love you, dog. Hell yeah, dude.
He's got to be Korean too. Hanul Park.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it. Save that big brain of yours, man. Trujillo says, do you think Kamaru has a legit chance being DDP? DDP is an absolute massive and human, and Usman has never fought 85, right? No, he hasn't, because he fought Hamzat. That was Hamzat going down to 70. It's such a tough fight for Usman, but remember, Usman has his knee issues, but Usman looks fucking good, man. Especially, notice these older cats, these war dogs are kind of taking out some of these younger dudes. So I wouldn't count him out, but on paper, tough matchup. SB Youngblood said, if Stipe is down, I'd love to see you grapple him some facet. Yeah, I'd be down for that all day. Yes, right? Andrew Raya says, your mother-in-law is legit. Sounds like a lot of Mexican fans I know. Dude, she was so pissed. She made Tinga too for it. She was so pissed. Rafi says, Dana says this every December, but how are they going to top what they did this year? Your guess is as good as mine. There's no beat in the UFC White House. But again, maybe he announces like my idea. Again, it's not my idea. I'm sure if my dumbass think about it, they're thinking about it. At the Coliseum, Grand Canyon, something cool, man. Maybe like, hey, we're going to do this once a year, this big Super Bowl card once a year. Matt says, what's the betting odds on Izzy Bo if there's the next fight? Imagine the money, even though Izzy is my boy. I know I freaking love Izzy. I bet Izzy would be a plus 150. And Austin 07, sorry for the repeat question, trying to participate between meetings. Oh, dude. Never apologize for that bullshit. Kobe's 100. Is Brian still helicopter riding after this last accident? Oh, I know. I haven't heard him mention the helicopter too much. It's been a while. Usually when it's shut up about it. Casablanca, what's happened, Big B and Chin? Left from Palm Springs. I love me some Palm Springs. Swerve, maybe for Francis, they finally do the Wilder fight. Yeah, it's probably really the only thing left for him. Once they at MMA, though, there's fuck all. There's nothing for him. Only thing you can hope is that Tom doesn't re-sign with the UFC and they do him versus Tom on Netflix next year. They're going to have to figure that out. Because Tom has 2 fights left on his contract. Who knows how long that'll take. Again, if you're Francis, now he's a prize fighter. He made more money than God fighting Fury and Joshua, so I'm sure he's good. But as far as legacy goes, I don't know, man. 0NYK999. Pod's growing day by day. Man, at some point you won't be able to keep all these questions. Keep grinding, my boys. Love all the content. Oh, I don't know, brother. I don't know. Appreciate you, though, man. CYSA. The UFC Freedom 250 was a pro-America event. It was a beautiful display of American might and glorious history of our fighting spirit. It was even sweeter to be there after 20 years of service. Dude, oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking to you on Tuesday. You were there, brother. Right, Slow Fit? Someone get Black Ross and Gemma. Where's Gemma at, dude? The OG's in here. The originals. Trujillo says, this might be a hot take, but if Khabib and Justin fought 10 times, I think Justin wins 5 of those at least. Oh, I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. I'll give him 3.
It jumped again. Let's see.
No, I think you're way too far down.
Too far down? So go up. I'll just go up slowly.
Damn, Damien sent 5 Thick Boy gift memberships.
Holy moly.
Jesus Christ. Mark 209, welcome to the Big Brown Club, big dog. Keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going up. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Patrick Martinez, how often would you go to the Rocky Stadium growing up or a Bronco game? Bronco game, my dad probably take me to maybe 1 a year. Rockies, as I got older, like in high school, college, we'd go a little bit. We never went a ton, but my dad did take me probably 1 Bronco game a year. It was usually the Raiders because my brother loved the Raiders. Matt says, what's the breathing exercise you always refer to before a fight or comedy show? It was this mental like breathing coach I worked with. He was a Navy SEAL, and it's what the Navy SEALs did to get their bodies ready for, battle, high stress situations. Andrew Wright, how much work on your trucks do you do or can you do yourself? I can do a lot, like suspension, some of the exhaust stuff, a lot of the wheels, tires, some of the swapping out the turbo. I've swapped out turbos. I've done fuel injectors, but it takes me forever. I make a lot of mistakes. I eventually get it right, but it takes me forever. So it's easier to have people do it. But then like the tuning, all that, I swapped in a whole new Randy's transmission, stage 3 into my 2500. Like I can't switch out the trans, stuff like that. But if I can do it, and if like my schedule's not crazy, I'll usually try it myself. But it just takes me a long time. It takes me a long time. Russell Gorman says, do you think Khabib's cousin Usman will come to the UFC? He has 1 fight left on PFL contract. If he's smart, he will. What else are you going to do, dude? You're on a sinking ship. What else are you gonna, nobody knows who you are. Come on over, big dog. Big Ben says, I'm so curious how much the UFC can parlay the momentum from the White House forward. That was so seismic and historic. Agree. And also Fight Week's going to keep riding that wave. You got these 2 Apex cards, but that's whatever. The hardcore's like, all right, cool. The casuals don't even know what's going on. But International Fight Week's going to carry that momentum. Trump and Dad says, Dugout Dads. That's pretty dope. Drew Casablanca, hot take. Why is the new Ultimate Fighter show not featuring all Americans so we can build some stars? It's all foreigners. They keep missing the boat. And it's like lighter weights. They just missed the fucking boat on that. That show's, and listen, that's where I got my start. Ultimate Fighter alumni. I love that show, but what it's been a shell of itself the last fucking 10 years. Amer45, you ever think we get Bo Nickel versus Hamzat? 100%. Yeah, you do get that fight. Andrew Ortega, is there anything UFC can replace Ultimate Fighter with since no one watches it? I have an idea, but I can't type it all out here. Dana White Contender Series replaced it a long time ago. They just don't want to let go of the Ultimate Fighter, and they have to provide so much original content to Paramount and ESPN at the time, so they have to keep it going. But it's a shell of itself. Stevie G. Rodriguez, that round 2 being 10-8 in my eyes is why I had it 2-2 going to the 5th. Word. I get it. That makes sense. Rafi says, I don't believe you can compare what Anderson did to anything anyone was doing now, in my opinion. Different time. I hear you. And his title defenses and the way he was winning, right? But then remember some of them like Damian Maia, Tally's fight, like some of those were snooze fests. But I feel you. Alfredo Gango. Theo was in Guadalajara last night for a Mexico-Korea game. Oh, I'm aware. I know. My boy Theo's everywhere. Michael Street. How do we not have judges with their proper credentials to judge with what they were watching? It's like having a job you don't deserve. It's just the state of the game, man. I know, it's a bummer. SB Youngbloods. Izzy is definitely capable of beating Bo while on the feet. That would be a good fit for Bo to incorporate more of his grappling and mix up, keeping Izzy guessing. Yeah, you'd have to get creative there, and he knows on the feet it's a nightmare for him. So it's a good step in the right direction. I don't think it's too much too soon for Bo. It's a great test. Austin 07. I feel like Herb has too many mistakes lately. Is he still the gold standard? Oof. I don't want to go bad on Herb. McCarthy's the gold standard, though. Always has been. He's been my gold standard. Captain UG, do you remember UFC 129, how epic the stadium shows were? Do you think they could do another one? And if so, where? Yeah, they could get back there. 129 was great. 129 was Toronto, right? I was there. Is that Jake Shields' GSP? Look that up, Jim. Pretty sure.
129?
Yeah, UFC 129. It should be Toronto. Pretty sure I was there. Yep, same period. And let me see the card. Funny story about this. I'm so glad you brought that up. So you see Lyoto Machida, Randy Couture. The night before, Randy Couture's team wanted me to hold mitts for him and spar with him. So we went to this gym in Toronto, and I did that, and he worked out so hard. And then the next day he got kicked right in the fucking face and lost his tooth. But yeah, I helped him get ready for that fight the night before. Randy was a beast, dude. He was in crazy shape. I've never seen a guy work out so hard the night before a fight.
You can't predict that kick. That was just so freaking, yeah.
And I had to stand southpaw for him. Oof, it was a tough night. Where are we at? Yep. So, Drew Casablanca, you and Brian going to have more guests on TFAK. The last guest with the pee drinking was hilarious. Yeah, you never know how he's going to go with a guy. He drinks piss, so I thought it'd be interesting. John Fielder, corner of the market on dad merch. The daddy gang, they kind of got that. I could do something. I'm with you, brother. I just got to find the time. Heartless Angel, what do you think of Daniel Rodriguez versus Medic? A tough fight for him. Especially doing his training in Mexico, but he's a monster. Very tough fight for him. Very, very tough fight for him. Could we give him somewhat of a warm-up coming out of fucking Mexico prison? Whatever. Caden Trujillo says, if you're consistent, 1,500 subs in a month or two isn't out of the realm of possibility. Keep this up, man. It'll be huge. Thanks, brother. We're trying, man. Slowfit says it's a 10-8 round. The fighter with the 8 is because he didn't do enough, or the fighter who got the 10 was too dominant. Yes, the fighter who got 10 was dominant. The Hamzat Sean round 1 had Hamzat 450 control and Sean no 70 straights 10-8. No, because you have to inflict damage and it has to be close to a finish for it to be 10-8. It can't just be control. So you can't take it like taking a guy down and control him for, let's say, every second of the fight, so for 10 seconds, but you're not threatening any damage or any submission attempts. That's not a 10-8. Can't just be control. Has to be significant damage. Mighty Mo says, on side note, glad to see you're doing well, dude. These streams have been sick and evident you are so much happier and passionate for MMA. Is the perfect lane for you. Makes my work day better. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man, we're doing well, dude. Trump and Dad says, yeah, Chris didn't have a great take on Freedom 250. Why? But why would you? Listen, you only want to take from Chris if it's comedy or coffee. That's it. I love him, but I'm not trying to hear anything from sports on Chris. Damien says, Big B, I need a clip to get Brian to come on my pod. Move the mic. Help your boy out. I know he's not busy right now. He's in Mexico bullshitting, dude. He's the only guy I know who goes on a 10-day Mexico trip. Let's get wifey on the live. I want some Brendan stories from her perspective, or even back on Fighting the Kid. Probably Fighting the Kid, not this. This is more fight-centric, you know? Trump and Dad divorce. What was his first question? Oh, wait. Yeah, Chris didn't have a great take on Freedom 250.
Divorce?
Yeah, what do you mean Trump and Dad divorce? When it comes to Chris? Damien sent 5 Thick Boy memberships. Mark, Big Brown Club. What up, big dog? Terry Bird says, have you ever been to Hershey Park? Go this summer so my wife and I can meet you. We met Theo there twice, and it was sublime, but I'm only 5'6", and no funny business. Where's Hershey Park? Out in, that's far.
Pennsylvania?
Yes, that's right. What the hell is Theo doing out in Hershey Park? He doesn't have kids, man. Be cool. Heartless Angels, do you think we also get a shy conservative Johnny Walker? He plays conservative again. How much longer does he have left? Yeah, he's really gun shy, right? He's been switching camps, so it takes a while. Hopefully not. W. Brooks says, what would Islam have to do to be the GOAT? If he beats Ian, he would be 29-1 in the win streak. Yeah. If he defends a little more at if he cleans out that welterweight division, he's in for conversation. It's gonna be tough to beat John though, man, because of the strength of schedule, the contenders that he beat, you know, the big names in their prime. It's gonna be tough, but Islam's gonna get close, super close. But we got a bunch of people gifted memberships. Michael Street says, what's up with Chappelle Lacey? Did you still talk to him still? No, I don't talk to a lot of guys in the comedy scene anymore. I did David Lucas' fishing show the other day, but I haven't talked to him forever. I still love those guys, love Chappelle. I see some of his clips on TikTok. He's killing it. I see pictures of him at the Comedy Store. Like, I love Chappelle. He's a good dude. Michael Street says, I agree. I just went through my divorce. How do we get started on divorce?
So Chris must have had some take on Ilya Taporia's divorce.
Oh,
maybe? We didn't see it,
gotcha.
that's why.
So Michael Street says, I agree. I just went through my own divorce a couple years ago. It changed me worse than overcoming a heroin addiction. Yeah, divorce is supposed to be the worst thing you can do. So, yeah. So if Chris's take was he thinks Ilya performed bad because he went through a divorce, then we're good. I haven't heard his take. Gotcha, Trump and Dad. Sorry, man. We didn't know where that was coming from. Andy Ortega says, would you be willing to do a live MMA watch party, judge the rounds, and give your takes after the fight? I'd be down for that. I would be down if I can just do it like this. I don't want to have a bunch of people. Like, you guys cool with that? If we did like a watch party, it's just me talking to you guys. Is that cool? So I don't have to set up and fly people in or wait on people and they're late and shit like that. I just like being a one-man army, man. Me and Chin. It's a two-man army, right, Chin?
Yep.
Slowfit says also women will have golden game plan for Kamaru. True. Facts. You can call me Mike Street. My mom's the only one who calls me Mike when she's mad. I feel you, brother. Sorry. SB Youngblood says, I just wrapped up 1 year of T-ball for my 4-year-old. Greatest thing ever. I'm a former competitive baseball player and hesitate to coach him in fear of me being too competitive for him and his team. No, dude, right? I'm super competitive too, right? And there's days we're going to step over the line, but just as long as you check yourself and just keep it fun. And then as they get older, you can start applying that pressure. But right now, keep it fun, bud. Andrew Raya says, if you got offered a fight in RAF, there's no fight in RAF, you mean a wrestle match, and the opponent and money was right, how long would you need to be ready? How would it be different from your MMA prep? Because you're only focused on wrestling. How long would it take me to be ready? Ideally, I'd like 3 to 5 months. But if the money's right, I could be ready in 2 months. Crow 5. Usman fought Hamzat at 85. I don't know if I spelt that shit right. I thought the fight was at 70. Was it at 85?
With Chimaev, yeah, 85.
Fuck.
Yeah, he went up for it.
That's right. And put on a clinic, dude. That's right. Almost won that fight. If that fight was 5 rounds, Hamzat's in trouble. That's right. Good call, Crow. Where is our boy? Where is Gemma? Where is our boys?
Oh, yeah, Black Ross and Gemma.
Yeah, Black Ross. They're probably just busy. Charles Dillahunt. If a fighter says John Jones, for the sake of example, fought on another organization card while still under contract, what would that cost? So if a fighter, say John Jones, for the sake of example, fought on another organization card while still under contract, what would that cost? It wouldn't even get to that point because they would get sent a cease and desist, so they couldn't promote it. Like, let's say he just showed up and fought, they could get away with that, but then they'd be sued to high heavens. But let's say Netflix MVP signed John and tried to promote it, they'd get a cease and desist right away. They'd be screwed. D Hunt says, how long did it take you guys to feel normal after quitting Kratom? Stuff isn't easy to kick mentally, it seems. I'm a bad example to ask on this. I quit. I don't even think about it. Chin?
I mean, there's so many questions. How much did you take? And how
what's
long
your
were you on it?
dosage?
Yeah, all that stuff. Let us know that first.
Yeah. Slowfit says, Usman Nurmagomedov said recently that legacy is more than money. Does this all confirm he signed with the UFC? I would assume. You're also going to make more money in the UFC, Bubba. Oh, Andy, Prime Khabib versus Prime Islam. Who you got? Islam. Yeah, because it was striking. Drum and Dad, welcome Brownie Austin. What up, dog? What's good, my brownies? Austin says, did you see where Just said he doubts he will fight again this year? Yeah, like I said, a natural retirement, and then if Conor wins, back up the Brinks truck and force him to pay you to fight Conor. But other than that, should be done. Good for him. If you like Justin, that's good news. Diva the Dupe said there's only one Daggy Eastern European champ in the UFC left, and that's Islam. Is the Daggy Aragon? When it comes to dominance, only Khabib Islam dominated. All the others fizzled out. Yeah, I always thought they were a little overhyped because it was something new, and they're chain wrestling. But obviously Khabib and Islam are damn good. But I feel like people can game plan for him a little more now. But they burst onto the scene, and it took a while for people to adapt. It's like in football, Tampa cover 2 was the defense Tampa Bay won with. So then the league started doing it. And then eventually, and they dominated. These defenses were like number 1, number 2, number 3 running Tampa 2. Then eventually, the offense coordinators, once they get familiar with it, can study with it, they start lighting them up and having success. I think that's what happened for the Daggy stuff. Slowfit says, during your college days, what was the most hostile environment? What was the loudest crowd stadium you were part of? Most hostile environment, Nebraska. Playing at Nebraska was pretty hostile. Oh, the most hostile was the old Miami Hurricanes. We played at Miami, and anytime I would touch them, they would say, "Don't touch me, white boy." They're like super racist towards me. It was weird. Super hostile. They were talking shit nonstop. The crowd, it was hot. That was tough. Texas A&M was probably the loudest. I played at Texas A&M. President Bush was there. The Secret Service was there. It was a sold-out stadium. I want to say we lost in overtime. Bobby Purified fumbled the ball. But that was the loudest stadium I've ever been in. Texas A&M. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all you dudes watch this. Austin07 says, I know you love your cars and trucks, but ever thought about a motorcycle? Got my first one recently. So much fun. 2 questions. How old are you and do you have kids? I won't even touch a motorcycle because I know if I get on one, I love speed and I will 1,000% crash. Russell Gorman says, what's your top 3 favorite UFC fights of all time? Justin Gaethje, Ilia Topuria, number 1. Hokit, Curtis Blades, number 2. Brendan Schaub, Krokop, number 3. Mine are Griffin Bonner, tough finale. Have you went back and watched that Bonner Forrest Griffin fight compared to now? That's all I'm saying. McDonald Lawler 2. Yeah, Gaethje being the shit out of Topuria. That's number 1 for me. Daniel Park says, how many sports do you think is too much for at once for a kiddo? I have them in baseball, soccer, taekwondo. Brian's favorite weekly. I think that's good because that taekwondo's, it's a little different, right? So that's fine. My kids do baseball, football. I think 2's good. The parents that do like 3, 4, it's just a lot. And then the kid kind of, doesn't really focus on one thing. He's kind of good at, or just average at everything. I think 2's the sweet spot. But you're tossing a martial arts, so you're good. Like my kid is to do baseball, football, wrestling. But if it's like 3 major sports like football, soccer, baseball, I think that's tougher. What's up, 0NYK999 sent 1 Thick Boy gift memberships.
Awesome.
That Hanuel Park says, Chin, did you see Conor McGregor on the Stun Gun YouTube channel?
Yeah, I saw clips of it. And
what's Stun Gun?
Stun Gun's Dong Hyun Kim. Remember the welterweight? He was the Korean dude. He was doing well. He lost to Colby and then he just stopped fighting. But now he's killing it in like the variety shows in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
sick.
Everyone's coming to Korea now. Even Tyron Woodley and
damn,
yeah, a bunch of people.
That's cool. Andrew Ortega says, how do you send gifts? I have no clue, but I don't know how this works. We'll probably go hour 15 today, right? We went 2 hours on Tuesday, and people were like, bro, I'm tired. Sent a party hat. You can send like emojis and shit, right? And gold coins. I don't know how it works, dude. Adam Ramos. Hey, Brandon, member for life. Thanks, brother. Austin says, is Gaethje the best UFC to train in Colorado now? He's born in Arizona, but he came up in Colorado. Best to train in Colorado? Best, yeah. And he started his career in Colorado. Started his first day in the MMA gym in Northern Colorado with my head coach, Leister Bowling, who used to be his head guy. Yeah, Gaethje is. Yeah, he is. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. Andrew Riot says, finally finished Gearhead's Gone Wild. It was awesome, dude. Great work. Did you get the word Tubi is picking up for more? We'll find out. Like I think I said this on last week's live show. I have to post all 4 episodes to this YouTube in order to complete the contract, and then they'll decide. So I don't know. I hope they do. It's a fun show. We'll see. It's out of my control, though, so I don't put too much emphasis in it. But it'd be great if they do. If they don't, all good. We'll keep kicking. Dice Game Network. Oh, dude, old reference, but I always think about that one guy at the comedy club who said, no one know who you are. But then you had a bigger show. Yeah. That was in Oklahoma. Here's the problem. Nobody know who you are. Dice Game says, I think about it for some of the new fighters. Yeah. Slowfist says, do you think defending your multiple belts times is harder than double, triple champ because of pressure? Yeah, I think defending your belts harder over a longer time because there's so much video on you, and the teams and these great coaches can study and pick up your tendencies. So you're not doing anything that they don't know anymore. You know, like they learn your game plan, your blueprint. So defend the belt's so fucking tough, dude. Mighty Mo, you gonna watch Boots versus Ayaz this weekend? Should be a great fight. Boots is super fun to watch. Oh, and boxing? What's next for Bo from Ryan? Izzy, scroll up, Chin. See what he's talking about with Boots.
Boots it has to be a boxing match.
Boxing, right?
Yeah. So,
Oh, no, scroll down, Chin.
go down.
Yeah, I'm cooking. We'll go for another 15. You guys cool with 15? That military dude, CYSA, says, B, you, Brian, and Chin were the soundtrack to my deployment in Afghanistan, 2017,
awesome.
2018. Been a little supportive of y'all ever since. Thanks for the laughs in the dark place of war. Jesus Christ, dude. Feel like there's better things to listen to, but we appreciate you. North Pole Racing, how often do you lift? I find lifting weights has gotten kind of boring. I did MMA grappling for 9 years, so it was more fun when younger. I need cut like 30 pounds, but the schedule is tough. It's all about diet, brother, if you're trying to cut weight. How often I lift? At least 4 days a week. And I'll mix in, I'll do my fight camp cardio on the punching bag, stuff like that. And then Saturday, Sundays, I'm on my feet all day, so I'm burning calories because I'm coaching. And I'm in the hot sun all day, and I barely eat. That's how I stay thin. By thin, I mean 245 pounds. Dylan says, I miss the food truck diary days. Is there ever a world where you go back to having fighter guests? I remember saying someone in the UFC put a stop to you getting them. Is that still a thing? I got an offer to bring food truck diaries back. I'll say that. We'll see how it goes. We're talking to them. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's just a time commitment thing from my standpoint. That's all it is. I would love to bring it back. That was my baby. We'll see, man. We'll see. Steezy GGs. Welcome to the Big Brown Club, big dog. Andrew Ortega says, I serve crepes for you for your food truck diary with Paige Van Zandt. Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Love Paige. Reverse Frankenstein says, are you seeing the 17 million Paramount number? Did they really do 103 million in the rest of the world, or did Dana trick us again? I don't know. Somebody told me that who knows. I don't know, dude. Again, all these numbers. Netflix, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, all this shit. Ronda, prove it. No one's ever going to prove it. They're just not. They're just not. But even if it's just 17 million, again, how they can prove it, I don't know. If it's just 17 million on Paramount, is a massive win. Massive number. Massive. Mike Street. Sorry, I call you Michael again like your dad. Mike Streets, the fourth Griffin fight got me really into the UFC, but the season you were on, The Ultimate Fighter, really sealed the deal. After you knocked out Crow Cop, I thought you'd become champ. Me too, brother. Me too. Sometimes it don't work out that way, man. God works in mysterious ways. Scotty Smack, if Connor loses to Max but looks good, what do we think is next? Still Chandler? Did you see Chandler posted on his Instagram being like, the best is yet to come? You're like, yeah. God bless you, sir. Mike Streets, want to see you versus Brock Lesnar. Me too, brother. That would been a big one. That would been a tough one. Scotty Smack says, as a biased diehard Connor fan, I think it'll be the first time forever that Max gets booed at 329. No. People love, don't get me wrong, like, people love McGregor, but people love Max. You can't boo Max for what? For being awesome? For being fucking a good dad, good human being? You can't boo Max. Steezy G says, sorry, dude, I got to get this out. Everybody always complains about the Apex cards, how they're full of no-name fighters, all that, but yet everyone loves the Contender Series. This is how you build. Yeah, build fighters just like Joshua Van. We watched the whole way. Agree. But, couldn't they just do that on Contender Series? Reverse Frankenstein says, Brian goes to Mexico more than the shops. Yeah, man, I don't fuck with Mexico. I really, last time I took my family there, getting through customs with 2 kiddos, now 3 kiddos. It's such a hassle. I'll take my ass up the street. We live on a lake. And you just eat American food in these fancy hotels. That shit sucks. And there's no cartel.
Jumped again. Let me go from the bottom. This is the very bottom, so I'm going to scroll up.
Did we get through all of them?
No, I think these are like the stuff we didn't see yet. These don't look familiar, right?
This guy, Rafi says, literally under a sink installing faucet and shut off valves. Oh, right here. See, Nolan says, starting tomorrow, I'll be on a 120-mile river trip in a canoe, fully loaded down for 7 days. It's going to be epic. Wish me luck. Good luck, brother. Where are you doing that at, dude? Sounds dangerous. Papa Bear. It's your boy Papa Bear. I have a song on the TFAK album. I'm here in Florida. Would love to come check out the Game Bread in September. If you can hook it up, I got you, brother. Email me. Russell Gorman, 7642. What's your take on the light heavyweight jumping up to heavyweight? So far, Hill, Walker, Rackett are all moving up. Do you think they could be Dana Hunter trying to make heavyweight exciting again? Bit of both. I think it's opportunity too. Like, those guys are going to be near the top 10 right away and can win one big, like, knockout, one exciting fight. They're right there. I think, they know at light heavyweight there's not much for them. So this gives them new life, and they can make a big name fast. So, and the heavyweight division needs some new blood. So it makes sense across all board. Andrew Ortega says, I feel like GOAT is getting thrown out way too often these days. People forget what it actually means. Your resume matters more than your record. Yes. Strength of schedule matters most, I think. And who you beat, where were they at in their careers, how'd you beat them, The Brownie Fight Companion Live, Papa Bear, yeah. Andy says, yes, that's what I meant for live, big dog. Oh, so you want this live during the fights. I would be down for that. Scotty Smack says, watch parties just you is fine, but I'm paying my own airfare and hotel and sitting there with you. We'll call it the fighter and the quid because everything I say is money. Hilarious. Quid, you must be from England or something, dude. Interesting. Charles says, man, if you ran a fight companion and just watch the fights while commentating on your own and following up with your takes early in the week, I'd be so down to watch. All right, brother. Would be so down to watch just you live. You should absolutely do it for the McGregor fight. Might be your biggest live ever. Yeah, maybe, brother. Solo UFC watch party would be dope. Let's go. I didn't miss this one. These make my work so much better. Good, man. Thanks, Stona. The Stona. Missed you, B. Yep. What up, dog? The Gemma girl. I'm here, guys. Where you been, girl? You're usually on here first. We're just missing our boy, Black Ross. Gemma girl. You been at work? SB Youngbloods. That's what Izzy does with his brother, Yoon Chin. Oh, I got it. Immediate take and insight in the fight, live priceless. Gotcha, brother. Day One Chunky. Day One Chunky. Love the name. What up, dude? Dice Game Network. Hey, man, I've been here since day one. What up, brother? Coop Dog 31. Welcome to Big Brown Club. Drew Casablanca, quick one. Who you got in the main event this weekend? Horiguchi or Cape? Cape. Yeah, a lot of it's about the watch party stuff. Andrew Wright, you seem to get a decent amount of questions regarding sobriety. Have you ever thought about bringing your boy Catherwood on to talk about it? I'd be down. I really don't have that cool of a story about it, though. I was like, oh, I need to stop drinking. I have a problem. I stopped drinking. Oh, I need to stop doing Adderall. I stopped doing Adderall. Like, I'm not a good spokesman for it, Reverse Frankenstein. Do you ever get a book deal offer? Would you consider write one on your own with AI? Maybe Nick. I don't have a lot to. I don't know a book. I did get offered book deals, but it's like, what the fuck would it be about, man? I don't know. Drew Casablanca, Big B, having Nick Rusty was great. Do you think most people don't understand how good you are at grappling? I don't know. I don't know. The video Nick posted wasn't half of it. Like, he shot in and learned the hard way. Like, what he showed was just barely a clip, CZG's, dude, you need to go on the Casuals pod when you have time. They always reference you and Chin. I don't know who, or Chin, you said you know who they are.
Yeah, we had David So on, and plus Gil, who's Bobby Lee's producer. Remember him and
yeah
some other dudes. Yeah.
I'd be down. They reference this in a positive manner or negative? Or have them come to you? Yeah. Again, I got to figure out logistics, fly them in and shit. I'd rather just talk to you guys. Drew Casablanca, ever think maybe Sunday Kune could do like a segment for dad talk and baseball talk? I'm sure there's a lot of dads like me that would love that. Yeah, it's tough because if they don't have kiddos, people hate my dad talk. So I got to figure that out. Rafi, where you at, Black Ross? I know, dude. We miss you, dude. Day one Chunky, how come we can't send super chat? I don't know what that means, brother.
Let me look that up too then, because everything should be available.
Drew Casablanca, also just following up, Chin. Somehow send me a message so I can send the Austin crew some golf merch.
Oh yeah, who's that?
Keep Drew Casablanca. Scroll down, Chin. We got 5 more minutes, kids. You cool? Now I got to go to this freaking World Cup party. I only watch World Cup or soccer once every 4 years, so I act like I'm into it because my Mexican wife's into it. Jordan Young, welcome to the club. Tyson, welcome to the club. MK Yo-Yo, you still have your excursion? No, I freaking sold it. I regret it. That thing was a 6.0, fucking fully bulletproof. I missed that thing. And remember when Brian said he rented one? Yeah, that was great.
Yes, no idea.
I was like, no, you didn't. Johnny says, hey, Big Brown, do you start pissing your diet sodies? No, not yet, man. Oh, after the T-Fat K guy? Did you guys like him on T-Fat K? It was interesting. Another fan about the golden hour. Yeah, they're doing their thing because I hate zooming in. I feel like I messed up their flow, and so it allows me to do more live Big Browns. That was the decision there. But I'll still jump back on there. I'm not retired from golden hour. I started it, baby.
Let me know where we're at because it jumped again.
Keep going down. Probably right there.
All right.
The Heartless Angel says, after watching your last episode on the Fire and the Kid with the red light guy, you think fighters will start drinking their piss? Byron Gallup everywhere in a lab coat. Yeah, who's gonna start drinking their piss after watching that? Was he that convincing you to start drinking piss?
He convinced me. We talked afterwards, and I'm like,
you drink piss?
No. I'm still too scared to do it, but it did not convince me, but it was compelling.
That's how they get you. Mike Street says, I work long days. Your content keeps me going. The Lord to you and Chin have is rare. Love the kids' sports on the... Oh, thanks, brother. And Austin, I'm 37. I got several kids, but I'm being cautious. Taking my time to learn the right way and always defensive riding. Something I've always wanted to do. Responsibly, I don't have the speed bug yet. Yeah, the issue with motorcycles isn't you, my man. It's the drivers around you. They can't see you. I just can't. I love speed too much, and I would mess it up. Chris says, you should make an appearance on The Boys in the Back. They brought you up where you said you liked watching them yesterday on the show. Yeah, they're great. They're great. They're great. Those guys know their shit. Rafi says, bikes are great but dangerous. I just got mine back after bouncing off a Kia 3 months ago. Yeah, dude, I can't be getting hurt. Do you think Connor and Max come out and feel each other out a bit, or do you think they're coming out guns a-blazing? I would imagine Connor feels out more. Out of the octagon for 5 years, especially with that leg. Jordan Young says, if Connor loses, would they toss him Masvidal? That's not a bad take, brother. Yeah, that's not a bad take at all. I could see that. The Gemma Girl, bring back Food Truck Diaries. Live chat is popping today. Love to see it. If you're here in the live, click the thumbs up button. Thanks, Gemma Girl. Yeah, the food trucks, I'll keep you guys posted. And you guys will know who's trying to bring it back too. They're in the space. We're just trying to figure it out. Kobe says, my test is at 300. Do you think it's time to hop up on something? It depends how you feel, brother, and I don't know what you were at before, what your levels are at. I don't want to give you bad advice. Crow, does Robinson have a chance against Dern? Her BJJ is too good. No. I think Dern gets it done. I'm a huge fan of Dern, obviously. The Stona. Remember the Netflix card? Yeah, me either. I know. Nobody's... Yeah. It's weird how Jake Paul and them are flexing. Like, we did 17 million. We've barely been around. It's like, buddy, you're on a platform of 385 million subscribers and only 17 million watched. We're not the same. And also, no one really talked about that card the next day. Nothing happened. Nothing fucking happened. Reverse Frankenstein. So basically, Dana tricked you into calling it the Super Bowl level event for a week. No, I don't. Yeah, yeah, that's hilarious. Winecourt, do you still have your mountain bikes? I do, man. Started riding the same you did. I even bought the merch you had with Specialized. I know that was a fun time during COVID. I do. Again, I just don't have the fucking time, dude. Right now, that's my only thing. But I still have my mountain bikes. Jordan Young, will Masvidal come back to the UFC? I don't know. And for him, remember, he owns Game Bread. So it would do him wonders if he could fight in Game Bread and get the views. So I don't know. Captain UG, you have been my favorite fighter since the Marcus Jones fight. That was a hot second ago. He was my pick to win the show, and you beat him and changed my mind ever after you were my fave. Thanks, brother. Yeah, Marcus Jones was scary dude. Hopefully he's doing well. He's such a good guy. Mike Street, love how all of a sudden America has champions. Gable is next, right? Yep. I love it too, man. I love it too. I hate it when we don't have any American champs. And like nobody to root for. It sucks. A Shatsu certification. I saw Paramount Plus subscriptions were up 276% from last month because of the whole White House card. Yeah, it was a home run. The problem is, it's kind of like when Dana announced the White House card originally and was like, this can be the best card you've ever seen. And he created this hype. And then the card was fucking awesome, but it wasn't the best we've ever seen. So it's kind of this letdown. So it's similar to this, right? It's like a little birdie gets in my ear, tells me it's 150 million views. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. And then gets announced it's over 17 million just in America. Like, that's such a home run for them. And subscriptions are up 247%. Like, that's such a home run. But when people tell you it's 150 million, you hear 17, you're like, ugh. Drew Casablanca, this is the best. Love y'all. See you in the next one. Love you guys, man. Steezy, Paramount did a 2.5 subscription deal to watch the White House event, International Fight Week card. The numbers are going to be pumped. Correct. T Noble, welcome to the club. Jake Garcia, welcome to the club. Dice. You can call me Dice or Dice Game. You got it, brother. Captain UG, I don't have kids. Love your kid talk about your. Oh, well. Thanks, brother. All right, is that it, Chinster? We
Sure.
got what, hour 20?
Yeah, a little past that.
You guys cool with hour 20? Oh, he liked the last T5K with the piss guy. Yeah, you never know how that's going to go. Stevie G. Rodriguez, what happens to Joe Pyfer? I'm pretty sure they announced his fight, right? He got a weird one. One I wasn't thinking about. Pretty sure they gave it to him.
I do remember seeing something.
Yeah, there's a rumor, though. It was a fight where... Was it
Imavov?
Imavov?
We brought it up on...
Was it Imavov?
I think it was Imavov, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, eesh. Yeah, I love Joe Pyfer, though. Just joined. Glenn 19. What up, big dog? Roy 19. What up, big dog? Scott. What up, big dog?
Yeah.
Sick live, bro. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, guys. Love you guys, man. It's my favorite thing to do. I could go all freaking day here. Thank you guys so much, man. We're cooking. We're getting better and better, man. We're getting better and better. That dude said super chat means more money. I don't know anything about all that shit, dude. Me and Chin need to educate our stuffs on this.
Yeah,
man.
DM me about
Hey,
Yeah,
here's the thing. DM Chin about these lives and the super chat so he knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Chin's 50.
I'm not 50
And I'm
yet.
40. We don't know what's going
You're
on.
not 40.
We're trying our best. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the Q&A YouTube questions on Sunday. I will be back Monday, again, live. Big Brown Breakdown regular episodes live on Mondays at 11. Because because we have to go earlier because of Fire and Kid. I'll announce it. We'll probably go 9 a.m. on Mondays because we have Fire and Kid. So 9 a.m. on Mondays, and then you have the live chat on Tuesdays at 11. Big Brown Breakdown live on Thursdays. Live chat 11 a.m. Central Time on Fridays. That's how we're doing it, man. We're live all the time. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys made my week. You make my week. I love doing these. I wake up being like, hell yeah. So thank you guys so much, man. I'll see you guys Monday. We live, baby. See you Monday. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out.